Hey YouTube, as I threatened yesterday, check this out, another gold top. Yesterday it was a gold top Les Paul. This is a gold top Gibson SG. I believe this is a, well, it says on the back a 2013 model. It also says prototype written on it. So I think well, I know this is one of the, is it a 50s tribute one they were called, that they came out a few years ago. Now I remember trying a 50s tribute one when we were in the shop, and they were a really good price. I can't remember how much, I think it was 400 quid. And thinking, oh, I could maybe have a P90 one because I've got an SG Special, you know, humbuckers in it, and I didn't like it. This one has been modded though, previous to me getting it. They didn't come in this gold. This is it's gold. So this has been done by Ray Gun Relics, who I've no idea who they are, but I keep seeing Ray Gun Relic guitars kicking about. So, and I don't think it was very expensive, somewhere down in England. So is it some guy, and it looks stunning, much better than they did before. Also, my big thing about the 50s tribute that I tried when it was new in the shop was it had razor sharp fretboard ends. This one has been rolled, so it's smooth. That's I think maybe the biggest thing. You know, I think that's maybe, thinking back, that was what put me off it as soon as I picked it up and went, ooh. It was just like, it was pure sharp edges, whereas this has been very, very rolled actually. So it's feeling lovely. It's also had Grovers fitted, which I don't think are standard. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're not. So I had this in to fit a push pot for the phase switch, which is exactly what I did on Jerry's Les Paul yesterday. So this is Jerry and his new band's got a, I think he's got a record coming out. Is it next week? That Jerry and the Long Straps. Okay, no, they're Jerry and the Smoking Gun, I think they're called. But this is it's slightly lower than I would normally have. Not going to complain about it or adjust it. Yeah, so I had some fun with that. See this knob, you can see it sits a little bit high, and that's it down, so that's it up. You know, so it's quite a bit high. That's because the guitar's not thick enough to take the push-pull pots. If you actually look at the back cover, that is totally, absolutely buckled out by the push-pull pot because it's so deep. So it's a damn thin guitar. It's a problem I didn't encounter, and I did it with a Music Master, a Squire Bullet Mustang about a month ago, and I noticed before I put it in, whereas this one wasn't quite as bad as the Mustang. It was probably the same thickness, but I also had a PCB inside it, which is a cheap bastard way of doing it. It really is, and it's a really weak PCB. I mean, these companies have got PCBs in it, but it's not the same sort of thing that's in this. That's what's in that is kind of like what's in the Softtech. You know, it's like thick plastic, hand wired, big solder tracks on it and stuff. This thing is a cheap, flimsy piece of shite. Enough complaining about it. Obviously, it's just pots, so it doesn't really make that much difference. I think that they just do it so that they don't have to pay. Must be easier to make that on a machine with the pots already connected to it, and then just get the actual labourer. You know, whoever it is that's working on the assembly line. All they have to do is just clip in, like both pickups, the earth line and the switch, just to connect them up. So you don't need a skilled person who can solder to do that. So it must save money at some point. But basically, if I was doing this again, I would probably just have ripped up the PCB. Instead, I thought, no, I'm going to leave the PCB in, which I had to do on not that one, but on the Falcon I had before, because I wanted to keep it original. So I sat there with the solder sucker pulling out the old pot, put that one in, had to Dremel about on the inside to try and get it through. I had to knock it through to just try and get it to sit as close as I possibly could, as low down as I possibly could, without it being so low that it stuck out the back of the cavity cover. So fun if you're doing that. But I think that the pots are salvageable. The pots that don't actually say Gibson on them, they don't have lugs on them, as in lugs with a wee hole in it, but they do have lugs. So all you do is you could just bend them up the way and then reuse them all. So basically what I would do if I was doing this again would be ditch the PCB and then just wire it up normally. But I would cut all those off the board first, but just smash it up because it's not scared of soldering. I suppose it might be quite good if you want to try and change pickups. But I don't know, horrible problems again. What a again, it was intermittent. I couldn't work out what it was. Then I noticed, even though you can't see, there is a braided wire that runs to these pickups, because what comes out the hole is it's like a rubber shield and then 2 wires on it, you know, for the both ends of the pickup. But I was sitting there going like that, why is it? It's not working? And then if you held it at certain angles, it did work. And it's because the earth on the braided wire, which I didn't know was there, so I had to take the pickup out, put like rubber shielding all the way down it to stop the neck pickup shorting out against the guitar. So fun. But now it's working, so I'm quite happy with it. Also, the latest, I just put this scratch plate on. Jerry got it made by Pick Guardian Custom Guitars. No, that'd be his address. I'm sure I saw somewhere it said it was Columbus, Ohio, whatever it is. So they got it made. I think it was. He said it was $20, which I don't think is that bad. It's a pretty good looking shot. These didn't come with scratch plates, but really, I wasn't sure about it when he showed me like pictures of one of the scratch plates. Like, but as soon as you put it on, it makes it look like a much more expensive guitar than it is. Yeah. So this guitar's 24 frets, which is quite mad. So like Tony Iommi's guitar. When Tony Iommi had to get one specially made because Gibson told him you couldn't get a 24 fret guitar. So they're now making a 24 fret SG. I think these can be picked up relatively cheap, but they're Hackett colours. They're kind of, I think rather than paint them, what they do is they just kind of get like a bucket of really watered down stain and just go, right, that's it, next. They look like an old barn door or something. I'm not sure exactly what colour this one was originally. But certainly the ones I've seen, you know, they've just gone for, well, if it's going to be a cheap one, we're going to make it look cheap by not finishing it. So there we go. So the P90s are original. The pots are original. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's touched. The tuners aren't original. The paint job isn't original. The fret job or the edge of the fingerboard isn't original. I suppose it's customary to start off in clean. Just playing through my wee lining. VC15. So there we go. We got bridge. Neck. Both. And then the phase. And as what happened before, when you mess about with the 2 volume controls, when you've got the neck, it's the neck one that goes out of phase in this one. I don't know if it was the neck I put out of phase in the other one, doesn't really make any difference. But you get all sorts of crazy things happening. Arsing about with the 2 volume controls and probably the tones as well, but I never touch tones. Yeah, so that pedal, turn it up a little bit. Neck back up. Let's back up. Really to look at my SG really. Both of them on. Both out of phase. Yeah, so This is actually a really nice guitar. And SG is a funny one. That was always the guitar I wanted when I started playing guitar. I was like, oh, I have to have an SG, and I had a couple of guitars, and I eventually got the Epiphone G400, which if you look back a couple of years, I dug it out and cleaned it up, and put decent strings on it, set it up, put P90, actually P90s in it, well, like humbucker sized P90s, did a video for it, and then sat it in its case, and it's been there ever since. So that was my first SG, and I wanted I told myself that once I could play War Pigs all the way through, which I probably can't do anymore actually. Yeah, so anyway, I decided once I could play all of that, I was going to buy myself a real Gibson, so I got myself a 90, I can't remember, it wasn't an easy to read serial number, it wasn't like this one which starts with 13, so you know it's 2013, this is a stupid system. It was mid-90s SG Special, Ferrari red, the big Batman scratch plate on it. And I've never bought another SG since then. Well, I've bought a few like to do up and sell, but I've never actually bought another one from you because that was just the guitar I wanted. Kind of looks like the one that Tony's playing on the inside of the Volume 4 record cover. I know his one wasn't Ferrari red, it was like cherry red, but in the picture on the inside of the Volume 4 record, it looks like a Ferrari red one, so it looks exactly, for me it was just like, that's it. That's the one I want. So I've never bought another SG since then. I was going to play a song to reflect where this came from, although it's probably offensive to people from there, but there you go. What if you knew someone on the ground? What did you run when you know? Trying to end in the 24th fret because it's got 24. Yeah, so this is a lovely guitar. What I found was quite amusing, I've been slagging Jerry off about it quite a lot, is the fact he puts weights. See, because on an SG, this one is balancing pretty good. It's maybe slightly neck heavy, but not much. There's enough. This isn't like a super grippy strap, but there's enough in the strap to hold it at the angle you want. But the problem with the SG is, see, when you put big heavy tuners on it, like the Grovers, it makes it neck heavy. I know you think, oh, there can't be that much difference between like Grovers and the Clussen style ones that are on my one, but they must weigh twice as much. And see, by the time, if you remember at school, when you've got your fulcrum, it's a way out there, you know, so you get the extra weight on the lever this length, so they end up being neck heavy, which is pretty annoying. So he's got motorbike wheel weights in the back here to try and counterbalance it. And I don't know whether it actually works. I just put the weights back in again once I wired it. So I'd never actually changed the tuners on my SG. And let's be honest, they say Gibson Deluxe on them, they are shit. They really are. It's one of those things I was always going to do. In fact, I actually bought a set of Schaller ones to put on it that I've not actually got down to it yet, but when I started thinking about this, they are more like this looking. I think they've still got the green snot bits on them, the Schaller ones, but they're heavy. I don't want to ruin the balance of my guitar, because the balance can totally change a guitar. So lovely guitar. I'm probably going to keep my eye out for getting one of these. See if I can get one that someone's made an arse of. You know what I mean? Because as they stand, I was not impressed with the guitar. I thought it was shit, like when it was new. Mind you, there might be a slight variance. I don't know how good they are at churning these out. You know, how consistent they are between it, and maybe the ones that were left, because they were on the, you know, what's to say, it was a 2013 model, so it was maybe 2014, the end of it was like last year's model they were getting rid of, and maybe the ones that they had left were the ones that weren't very good. You know, so maybe they went through 50 of them, and people went, no, I don't like that one. That one there's good though. I don't know if that happened, but with its ray gun relics paint job, maybe I would just paint it myself, or give it a shot anyway, because obviously if I fuck it up I can always send it away to get just paint over whatever it is I put on it. But most definitely you want to do the frets, however you do that. I'm sure Jerry said all he did was just get one of those you know, sort of sponge sanding blocks. I think he just got one of them and just battered away at it like all night, and but whatever he did, it's worked amazingly. I'm not sure what the tuners would have been. I'm not sure those tuners weren't original actually. I don't know what would have been on it. And the pickups are great. Gibsons. I actually wonder, are they... No. I wondered if they were hum cancelling. So no, they're not. Which seems a bit silly, but I suppose they're probably going for, oh, it's vintage. But I mean, I don't know, in vintage about a 50s SG, because you didn't get SGs in the 50s. So it's like a tribute to, if the SG had existed in the 50s, it would have looked like this, apart from it wouldn't have had 24 frets. Rock and roll, catch you later. I'm nearly at, is it 700 subscribers on that? I noticed that I always seem to sneak through. It doesn't seem that long. It seemed really recently, the last time when I went up to, I got my special YouTube award that I drew out for 600 subscribers. I think I'm nearly about 690 something, or 691. So I was like, yeah, so if you get to be number 700, I'll I don't have any more t-shirts. I'd have to give you one that had been used. So I'll just say who you are and say hello in the next video. Got a few guitars coming up I'm going to do. I just bought an SG today. Well, I said I'd never buy SGs. Like one that's, I can't decide whether I'm going to make it into a Buckycaster, even though I lied when I said I wasn't going to do any more. So I will be doing some more Buckfast guitars because I've still got green paint. And in fact, I think I actually bought a new can of the scratch plate yellow. So I've got a whole can of that to go through. I've got a full tin. I might do, and I've got a Strat sitting there that I was going to do a, what do they call it? I can't remember. It's like a telly neck a Strat body, but it's got like a telly scratch plate, telly pickups, and the telly metal plate on it. I was going to make it the Strat into one of them because I don't have a neck for it. I've only got a telly neck. So I thought, wow, I'll make that. I remember seeing them in Kenny's Music in Glasgow and thinking, that's pretty cool. And then it was like 1,600 quid or something. It's like, so I don't want that. So I was going to do that, but that involves like on a Strat all the way down here. I'd have to fill in like the bit below the scratch plate to make it. The telly scratch plate only does that. And I was thinking, well, it could be worth it. And then I saw on the Facebook page yesterday someone was selling one which was made by that guy. And it was a guy, I think his name's Roger something, who imports guitars from China, basically sort of similar to the ones I've got. And he sells them cheap, and it was like only 70 quid, and it was basically what I just described there, you know, telly neck, telly scratch plate, telly pickup, Strat body, and it was like, oh, you know. So I'm not going to do that anymore. What I might do is I might do an inverse Buckycaster, or I might do an Iron Brew guitar. The Iron Brew guitar sold in 2 minutes to a lovely girl, Amy Lou. I think I put a link to on the Facebook page to her playing. And I was aware she'd sent me some pictures of her playing live with her previous Iron Brew caster. She did like one of the guitars I got was blue anyway. So I was like, rather than paint it orange and then paint the scratch plate, but I thought I'll just paint the scratch plate orange. So it was like she'd like the reverse one. So it was blue with an orange scratch plate, and then I made one last week, or probably about 2 videos ago, that's orange body with a blue scratch plate, and she bought that one as well. Came and picked it up yesterday, or the day before. So give her a like. It was nice seeing like a professionally shot video, and it's like, this fucking guitar I made, well. So maybe great big things are coming. I was tempted to actually get my Electroset, not Electroset, what's it called? Dymo labeler out, and then put Mad Malcolm guitars right up in the headstock so that when she was playing it live it would show up, and like when she makes it on TV or a big stage or something like that. But I decided that would be pushing it a bit. Right, enough talking shit. So anyway, any ideas for the SG I've got? It's I can't remember what make it is. It's like a bolt-on one. It's not an Epiphone, but it's like, you know, the wee Epiphone one. It's got 2 humbuckers on it and sort of Batman scratch plate. So whether I paint it orange, blue scratch plate. I've actually got a dog-eared P90 which I can find the pickup. I can't find the cover for, but I definitely have it because I can't use the cover without the pickup. So I think I put a P90 in the neck and then a humbucker in the bridge, but have it with a coil split on it, and it's got the 4 controls on it as well. So I think that might be quite cool. But it's whether to do it Bucky or Iron Brew. See, Iron Brew, I'd have to paint the pickup white, really, so you'd have the orange body, blue scratch plate, white pickups. Or if I did the Bucky, it would be green body, yellow or mustard scratch plate, and I'd have to paint the pickup red, or paint the P90 red. Yeah, so sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. But people keep asking me about the Bucky ones and stuff, even though I said I was going to stop doing it. Because the thing was, what happened was the last one, I think it's all to do with the time of month just now. Or this time of year. The time of month matters a lot. Because I put the last one I built, which was hanging up on the wall, was it a Tanglewood Beretta? And I put it up for sale, and it didn't sell in a week. And it's like, I know, it's like, if you normally, you know, if anyone else was going to try and sell a guitar and didn't sell in a week, you'd be like, well, so what? Whereas for a Buckfaster caster, that's pure, what, didn't sell in a week? What's wrong with it? That's it. Nobody wants them anymore, so I gave up making them. But as before, when I started doing them, you know, they were so 30. I think the record was 2 seconds. There was one point when I had to. There was like 4 people or 3 people who had messaged about one. I had one sold in 10 minutes, and 3 other people had messaged as well, and they were all messaged at exactly like 6:18 or whatever it was. So I didn't know who'd messaged first saying I want the next one, and it was like, right, there is another one. There's one coming on Sunday. I'm almost finished it. I will put it on the Facebook page at exactly 7 o'clock, and whoever gets it first gets it, because I couldn't choose between the 3 folk, and then somebody bought it at like 1 second past 7. And one of the other guys was pissed off because he said, "Oh, I didn't know you meant the Facebook buy sell page. I thought you meant your page." And it was like, bad loser. But there you go. Sorry if that was you. Right, 26 minutes of talking pish. But an expensive guitar for a change, or not an expensive guitar actually, but one people have heard of, like one that people have got a chance of having. I don't think. I mean, I've seen these not set up like this with a nice thingy, and the scratch plate's cool as well. These normally just don't have a scratch plate. which I thought looked cool, having no scratch plate, but as soon as you put it on, and I'm looking at it there in the video, it looks fucking great. You made the right choice, Jerry. 27 minutes of crap. Rock and roll!